What is up, chat? What is up? We are back. We are back. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Hunter Grandmaster, what's up, bro? Viscar, what's up? Angel, Kona, Lightly, Bromus, Christian, how are you guys all doing? How's everybody doing today? Kona, how's it going? Whip Can't Game, Gaming Zone. How you guys doing? So today I wanted to try doing a like just ask me anything type live stream where the whole stream I just focus on answering questions in the chat. And the main reason I wanted to do that was because I was noticing, like, as I do power scaling live streams, people ask me a lot of questions and I miss like most of them. So I wanted to do a stream just like this to just answer questions. And a few other things. So like what I have here, like I just have slides. Like these are the slides I used for a old live stream I did. It was like Full Potential Gone, and I just have a bunch of like different details of this from the story throughout this one. But we don't really need to stay here. I also have like my community tab pulled up so we can look through like different things here. We could look through like the results of Knuckle versus Shoot poll. I also did an Edward Elric versus Envy one, and if you guys wanted me to, I could do some Full Metal Alchemist scaling like on stream right now if you wanted to. We got the Morel versus Phaeton one, but we kind of went over that in a previous stream. And then I have the manga chapters up over here, and I have a tier list system here too. So we got a bunch of different things we can do to like answer your guys' questions and just yap about different things. Like if you really want me to, I can like look up exact chapters and stuff and we can analyze them too. So yeah, it's the first like Q&A. Well, I did one before in the past too, but I was like playing a game while I did it. This one is like my first like one where I can like detailed answer everything. So let's get started. And I would recommend, like, if you want me to like see your question more easily, write in the chat like at Lilo's Adventure in front of it, and I can get to that faster. Okay, so I'm looking through these, looking for the first one. So the first question I see here is from oh, hey Ashura, what's up, dude? What's up, everybody? Hello to everyone I didn't say hello to. So first question I see is Tainua says, we just power scaling the whole verse. Yeah, anything throughout the whole verse you want me to power scale or talk about, I will give you my answers to them. Unless it's something I'm in the middle of working on, like as a video, like some things I would leave vague there just so I don't spoil the video. So Nashiru says, can you talk about Jing's Nen ability? Okay, yeah, so off the top of my head, what I remember from Jing, we don't actually know what his Nen ability is. And actually, hold on, I think I have a something here that will show, like something here that'll go well with it. Is it in this one? Yeah. Okay, so here's something interesting, all right? So Hisoka talks about like the different Nen types people have are kind of similar. It's from Hisoka's perspective, he said he noticed there's a correlation between like the attitudes and personality people have to what Nen affinity type they tend to be. And that's actually pretty like steadily true throughout the series. One of the things he said is that enhancers, I believe he said enhancers are like brutally honest and like rash. And then we see like every enhancer does act like that. Like Gon is like that, Uvogen's like that, Finks is like that. Like every enhancer we saw had that type of personality, like a similar personality type. Emitters, I think he said emitters are like hot-headed people. And we saw that Leorio was an emitter, Razer's an emitter. It was something like you're a hot-headed person, I think. I might be incorrect on that. Correct me if I'm wrong. And we can actually go and look at the the chapter if you guys want me to, because it was when he was fighting Gon. And I think he said like transmuters are like liars and fickle and stuff. So, but anyways, all that to be said, if we don't know exactly what Jing's Nen type is, all we know is that he's a super genius in like pretty much every category. Like he's a Nen genius to a degree that it like shocks people. he pulls off like all of his really advanced like Nen dexterity tricks that like other people can barely fathom. And he also has like extremely deep knowledge of very like specialized areas of being a hunter. Like he knew more about history than like a very intelligent history type hunter. And another thing was like he was shown he can copy any physical like Nen ability if it hits him. I think it was any punching based ability. I think like the exact words he said is like any punching based ability that hits me, I can just copy it. And he said that's a talent that he has. That's not even his Hatsu ability. He's just a genuine like super genius. But we don't know what his real Nen type is. But all that being said, I would say that it's probably something similar to Gon. Like we see here, Gon's actually not just a straight up enhancer, like directly in the middle of the enhancer chart. Bisky says in Greed Island that he actually leans towards emitter. Like most people don't know that, but he actually leans towards emitter. And also Jing is like very obviously based on Togashi's previous main character, Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho. So if Yusuke was a hunter, he would be probably in the middle of emitter and enhancer as well. So I think that might be what Jing is. And we also have panels of Jing like doing like poses like he's doing Yusuke's attacks. Like, do I have that on here? I don't have it on here, I don't think. There's like a picture of Jing like posing like he's doing the spirit gun when he's talking to Gon. Don't think I have it here though. Yeah, I don't have it in this. Maybe we could pull up the chapter and look at it. I think it was let me think. What chapter was Gon talking to Jing? It was like in the I think it was 334. Was I right? Oh, it's a little after this. It was like 337 maybe. Oh, still wrong. 330. It was 339. Okay, yeah. So should be here. Or okay, yeah. You see right here in this panel, this is like Jing is telling Gon a story of some kind. And he's showing him like a spirit gun pose. Like if you've seen Yu Yu Hakusho, you would recognize this symbol. This is him basically doing like a spirit gun. This could be like, I mean, or it could be him like mimicking somebody was like holding him at gunpoint or something. But this is clearly a homage to the spirit gun. And let me look for the next question. Kona said, Scar versus Alex Armstrong. Oh, wait, sorry. There was one right above Kona. He said Uvogen versus Razer. Ooh, that is a close one, okay? So, Uvogen versus Razer. From what we saw, Uvogen stated to be a master enhancer. Like, he calls himself a master enhancer. But, well, and his, like, whole mentality is that he wants to become stronger. Like, he's a very strength-driven character. But, when you look at Razer, he displayed more Nen mastery. Like, he just displayed more, like, dexterity and skill with his Nen. Like, being able to pull off, like, really impressive refinement-based techniques. Like, let me go to it. Like, to the point where, like, characters like Bisky are impressed with his skill. Like, so the way I would word it is, like, Razer just has more statements glazing his skill. Meanwhile, all of Uvogen's statements are just glazing his strength. Let me go see if I can find the chapter. I think it's like 162, somewhere around there. Or it might be, let me just try 160 first. So this, yeah, I think it was 162. It's around here. So like, because I'm trying to find the chapter where he like reflects Gon's rock and just lands on his feet like with perfect balance, like nothing happened. Not this one. But we stated it in a previous stream too, that like it stated that Razer's normal throws were the strength of Gon's like initial rocks, and then his spikes are even more powerful than that, and he can just spam them. Like he didn't even show himself getting slightly tired throughout the whole fight. So his aura capacity is insane. Also, we don't know. Okay, yeah, this is what it was. So like Gon hits the ball with rock, and Razer like stops the entire momentum of the ball, and Bisky says his timing had to be perfect, and he deflected the force so smoothly. This man is seriously good. Now, this is actually really impressive. Like getting like hyped up by getting your skill hyped up by Bisky is actually a very big thing. So the reason I say that is because like Togashi released a power scaling chart, and the power scaling chart is controversial. Do I even have it on this slide? Let me see. No, I don't think I have it on here. Do I? Oh yeah, I do. Lucky. So this is a power scaling chart. Okay, this is a power scaling chart that Togashi released, and if you, it's the one on the left. It's very controversial. Like, there's a lot of things in here that are very debatable. And then, like, I've had conversations with people like Bromus, and we were thinking, like, we don't even know if Togashi truly did, like, write this down all himself, or if it was something done by, like, his editors or something. But, and there's a chance maybe it had gotten mistranslated or something like that. But if you look at, like, the different tiers, look at how high up Bisky is on this thing. She is above Crollo. Bisky on this is literally right below the Royal Guard. So, like, they actually have Bisky above Razer, too. They actually have Bisky above Razer. And, like, the crazy thing about Bisky is, like, she reached pretty much, like, extreme high tiers without using a Hatsu ability. Because her Hatsu ability is useless in combat. It's purely for just, like, making herself look like a child. So when you think about that, her skill is, like, absolutely insane. And that actually does line up with the chart. She has a 5 out of 5 skill. Like, the only other people, like, even Crollo doesn't have a 5 out of 5 skill. The only other person who has 5 out of 5 skill that's a human is Netero. So, like, Bisky's skill is actually insane. And it's backed up by the fact that she's reached very high tiers without using a Hatsu ability. She's, like, the only hunter that did that. That we know of, right? But, like, despite her having this insane skill, she's hyping up Razer. And let me see, is Uvogen on this thing? Yeah, I don't think he is. Uvogen's not on this, but the fact that, like, Bisky's listed higher than Crollo, and she's, like, praising Razer just says a lot about how skilled Razer is, because she's praising his skill directly. But I would say when it comes to, like, guidebooks and power scaling, like, guidebooks and then this power scaling chart specifically, like, take them with a grain of salt because they do get things wrong. Like, a good example of it is there's this databook statement that was released talking about like ultimate Nen users, and it got, like, Gon's Nen type wrong. Like, it lists Gon as a pure enhancer, but Bisky in the manga straight up says she's, like, that he's leaning closer to emitter. So, like, these things they're cool information, but they're not, like, as accurate as the actual series is. But you can kind of use it as just, like, talking points. I wouldn't really base everything on it, but I'm just trying to give you, like, a more detailed answer, right? So, like, all that being said, like, Razor's skill is very highly hyped up, and we saw Uvogen in his fight against Kurapika fall for kind of a basic trick. Like, Kurapika is very intelligent, but he tricked him by using Een on his Nen chains, and, like, a very high-level Nen user probably shouldn't fall for that. Like, that was one of the main things Gon and Killua got trained to do, was, like, reflexively use Gyo anytime something seemed suspicious. And Gon and Killua were still just mid-level pros after Greed Island, and yet, like, Uvogen was still falling for, like, a mid-level pro-level trick, to be honest. So, and another thing is, like, we see the Phantom Troop, even members like Phaeton and Finks and Nobunaga, they're trash at N, which is an advanced Nen technique. It kind of implies, like, a lot of the Phantom Troop, like, they didn't really go through conditional training with Nen masters. They just learned from just throwing hands and just, like, beating people up for a long time, and they've become super strong doing that. And they're probably all, like, geniuses themselves, like all of the really powerful ones. But all that being said, I would lean slightly towards Razer. Like, I think Uvogen has the power to really crush him, yeah. But I think Razer with his skill might get the W. But let me know what you guys think. It would be a very close fight, though. But I might make a video on that. But, you know, it's like Uvogen versus Razer. That would be a fun video to make, but it's one of those videos where I'd think, like, man, would anyone even watch it? Okay, Kona said Scar versus Alex Armstrong. So like I'm trying to give detailed answers to each one. Sorry it takes me like so long to get through it. But I'm just gonna keep going, okay? So Kona said Scar versus Armstrong, right? Is that what he said? Yeah, Scar versus Alex Armstrong. So, in complete honesty, my Fullmetal Alchemist scaling is rusty because I haven't reread the series in like about a year or so. But based off of memory, I can tell you a few things I remember because I watched the anime Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood like several times growing up, and then I read the whole manga all the way through like a year and a half ago or so. So, based off of my memory, here's some things I can say. So, like, Armstrong displayed some really impressive strength feats when he was fighting Sloth. Like that was a homunculus who could sprint at the speed of sound, I believe, and like Armstrong just straight up grabbed him and caught him. So that was impressive. But we saw him kind of getting like outdone by Izumi, who was Ed's teacher. He was like, yeah, kind of straight up getting outperformed by her. And we also saw that Armstrong was weaker than his older sister. And it was like his older, well, that was debatable too, because like we don't know if he was holding back against his older sister. The reason I say that is because anytime Armstrong would fight his older sister, he would lose. But against Sloth, he actually performed better than she did. And then they also had like some moments where they were showing like Ed's master Izumi was kind of like on par with Armstrong's sister. So it's debatable which way that toss up would go. But like it should be noted that Scar throughout the entire manga actually gets stronger. It like there's a statement like there's one scene where he almost dies, and like as he comes back to consciousness, he's like weightlifting while he's bandaged up, and then he says like as an Ishval, and he needs to constantly get stronger. That was something he said, and then we see like at the final like end of the manga, he gains like construction alchemy at the same time on top of his destruction alchemy. And then even before, just with destruction, he was like already like giving a challenging fight to Armstrong. So I would say end of series Scar is stronger. I hope that helped, because like I honestly don't know if even like Ed's master Izumi would be able to beat Scar. That's a debatable thing too. And like Izumi was like outperforming Armstrong. So I lean towards Scar. Okay. So Anime Trixia said, "Love your vids, brother." Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Only good anime for you says, "How strong is Adult Gon's strength compared to Sukuna?" They're very relative in stats. So like Hunter x Hunter, like, so something you realize if you read Jujutsu Kaisen and Hunter x Hunter, you realize that Jujutsu Kaisen, Hunter x Hunter was like its #1 inspiration. There's so many things that are pretty much a 1-to-1 like legitimate copy. Like pretty much the entire power system, other than domain expansions and Hollow Wicker Basket, pretty much everything other than that came from Hunter x Hunter. Like so like in Jujutsu Kaisen, they have like cursed energy capacity, cursed energy output. That comes from Nen capacity, Nen output. They have binding vows that comes from conditional Nen. They have cursed techniques that's literally like just Hatsu. What else is there? That's pretty much it. But I would say actually no, cursed tools are unique. But domain expansions, those are actually come from territories. Like territories were first done in Yu Yu Hakusho. That was Togashi's first work, where there was a dude where like he would create a territory, and if you were within his territory, anything he threw would like it would guaranteed hit you. It had sure hits in his territory. And then we also see like characters like Chitu are able to create territory-based Hatsus, like what he did against Morel. He just created like a field separated from the outside world, and they were fighting in it. So it's like a lot of things from Hunter x Hunter inspired Jujutsu Kaisen, to the point, and even like the power levels of the characters are quite similar as well. So much so that I think like Sukuna might legitimately be like a 1-to-1 matchup with Meruem. Like they're very, very similar in scaling. Jujutsu Kaisen scaling gets a little bit more like, it's a little bit more inconsistent, because you could make an argument that they're all speed of sound and like peak at like Mach 10. You can make an argument that like the high tiers are all the special grades and up are relative to lightning. And then there's just that one outlier like speed of light statement that like pretty much no one takes seriously. So Jujutsu Kaisen speed scaling is kind of wacky, but if you take like a middle ball interpretation of Sukuna, he's like a dead even match with Meruem, and adult Gon stated to be a threat to Meruem's life while he's just standing there. And like the anime translation from Crunchyroll says that Gon is equal in strength to Meruem just standing there. And then with his rock, even if you just give him the child little kid Gon's multiplier, he becomes 10 to dozens of times stronger than what Meruem is using his rock ability. Scissors and paper in his adult form should also be slightly stronger than Meruem. Not 10 to dozens of times, but at least slightly stronger. And then, like I was saying, Sukuna is like on par with Meruem. So like, in theory, adult Gon would be like 10 to like dozens of times stronger than full power Sukuna when he uses his rock and scissors and stuff like that. Well, rock specifically. Scissors is a little less powerful, and papers is a little less powerful as well. Actually, something that's interesting is based on this, Gon's paper should eventually become stronger than his scissors because he leans more towards emission. So like maybe instead of like, you know how like his rock is like 100% proficiency, emitter would be 80%, but since he leans towards emitter, like it might actually be something closer to 85% rather than just flat 80. Meanwhile, his paper should be about like 85% proficiency, and his scissors would be maybe like 75. I'm not exactly certain if it works like that, but there's a chance that that's how it would turn out in the long run, and his paper would long term be stronger than his scissors. But yeah, I mean, like the question was like, how does adult Gon scale to Sukuna, right? So basically, like he's on par with him without using Hatsu, and then with Hatsu he would like scale above him. Momo, relax, dang. Here, hold on a second. I gotta put Momo in a different room. She's like battling me as I do this stream. Give me 1 second. Momo, chill out, dang. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. My cat just likes battling. All right. So let me see the next question. So, where was I at? I did Sukuna versus adult Gon. Okay. And I see your question too, Kona. I think since like I'm spending a lot of time on each one, I'll just do like one question per person until I've like gotten caught up, okay? So Timmy said, could Knuckle bankrupt Netero? Yes, in less than 10 minutes. So there's a couple things that show that. Like, so against Yuppie, Knuckle straight up said, like, this is actually very fascinating. You can figure out exactly how long it takes for Knuckle to bankrupt Yuppie if you do some math. I don't remember the exact chapter numbers like off the top of my head. We could go looking for it. But I can just explain it to you really fast. So it's like there's a line of dialogue where Yuppie's about to go bankrupt, and the narrator says, even if Yuppie did nothing, in about like 3 minutes, or in other words, 11 minutes, 30 seconds after the invasion started, Yuppie will go bankrupt. And then we see like after Knuckle fought Shoot, he said in 10 minutes Yuppie will go bankrupt. So it's like somewhere in the range of 10 to 11 minutes is all it takes for someone with as much aura as freaking Yuppie to go bankrupt. Netero very likely has less aura than Yuppie, and there's a bunch of things that imply that. Like, let me see if I can find it. So like the scene where Komugi got hit by Dragon Dive, and then like Netero sees Pito's Hatsu for the first time kind of implies that too. Let me find that for you. So I think he hits Pito chapter 265. Let me see, am I right here? Almost. Wait, oh yeah, no, I was right, was I? So like Oh, he had hit her. He had hit Pito to the chapter before that. So let's just. This is Pito like after getting hit by Netero, and it did like literally zero noticeable damage. And it's like if you can just take a Hatsu hit from someone to the face and not get hurt by it at all, that alone heavily implies that you have more aura than they do. Because like the only other times we've seen something like that happen, it was with when Gon fought the Owl and Bat Chimera Ants. He was getting hit by them dozens of times and took zero damage. And then it straight up stated the reason why Gon didn't get hurt is because he had far more aura than they did. That's just straight up stated. So the fact that Pito like tanked that like casually, like pretty much ate that attack like it was some like goldfish snacks, like it was literally nothing, and then just continues on with no mention of damage for the rest of the arc is pretty insane. Like I don't like legit look at all these the palace hunters on the left. Do you really think any of them is taking a Buddha hand to the chest and just brushing it off like nothing happened? Like, let's be real. I think a lot of them would just get one shot. Pito ate that like it was a PB and J, bro. Like she ate that like it was just a light snack. It did nothing to Pito. But on the other thing I wanted to see was when they find Kamugi. Right here, right. So like, this is where they see Kamugi. And they're just seeing like Meruem angry for the first time, and it like freezes time because he's so powerful. Okay, yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to see. Like, they were all like frozen. Pito, Netero, and Zeno were all frozen because like Meruem's just way too powerful, and him being angry is just like genuinely not good for this verse. And then they said like times, it felt like time started to flow when he like returned to normal. And then there's this scene where the moment Pito activates their ability, like it like shook them too. Like Pito just activating their ability shook them because he's just so powerful. Like they sensed death. Like that's the crazy thing. Netero and Zeno, the moment Pito activated their ability, they sensed death. Like that's what this symbol says. They're like, oh snap, what is that? Just Pito activating their ability. And then they have this line where Meruem walks past them leisurely and said that this monster is even greater than this one. So like, wait, I kind of got lost here. What was I answering? I'm sorry. Wait, oh yeah. I was answering, could Knuckle bankrupt Netero? So what I was saying is, Netero would have, is implied like by a couple different things to have less aura than Pito does. I think Netero has more skill than Pito, but less aura, overall aura. It's like implied by a couple different things. Also, like when he looked at Pito and said like, okay, this one is stronger than me. He like didn't see Pito's fighting abilities at all. He was likely looking at how much aura Pito had, because we see Nen users do that all throughout the series. Killua does it. Knuckle does it. Like there's a line of dialogue where it straight up says like, because Knuckles fought so many battles, he can kind of intuitively tell how much aura people have just by like fighting them for a second. That's how he gauged how much aura Yuppie had. There's so many Nen users who do that. So all that being said, Pito very likely has more aura than Netero. Colt does that too. Colt, like when Colt sees Netero's Ren, he's like, yeah, the Royal Guards would want like destroy you, bro. That's all of them sensing aura, right? So all that being said, Netero has less aura than Pito and Yuppie. And then even with all that, Yuppie was still going to go bankrupt in about 10 minutes. Let me see if I can find the actual chapter where they say like the specific time Yuppie was going to go bankrupt. If anyone in the chat knows, could you let me know? You hear Momo crying outside because she wants to come into this room, but I had to put her out because she was battling me. Just 1 second. I'm looking for the chapter where I'm thinking like the chapter where Yuppie's about to go bankrupt. Does anyone in the chat remember the chapter number? This one is like more of a niche one. I'm looking for it. I was just on 268. I'm thinking maybe, let me think. Maybe it was like was it in the 280s? Maybe try like 284. Can you guys hear Momo just crying out there? Oh, bro, we were close. So it's like right after this a little bit. So he evolves. Let's see. Did he already evolve? No, not yet. Wait. Because it was right after he evolved. It's not there. Chris Momo with solo, bro. Wait. Okay, yeah. It's right here. It's right here. Bro, okay. I was just trying to remember the numbers. We were actually very right. So he said, it said even if he tempered his aura to minimal consumption, 11 minutes and 43 seconds into the mission, Yuppie would lose his Nen abilities. So even for somebody, and like another thing to mention is like Knuckle didn't hit Yuppie right away. Like that shaves a couple seconds off of it. But yeah, it shows that even someone like Yuppie with, as like, he might have twice as much aura as Netero for all we know. Even someone like Yuppie will go bankrupt in 11 minutes and 43 seconds of fighting Knuckle, which is insane. He has one of the most hacks-based, Hatsu abilities, right? So yeah, someone like Netero, he's going bankrupt in under 11 minutes. And then we saw with Gon goes bankrupt in 4 minutes and like 30 seconds. It's something like that. So Gon is a mid-level pro with 21,000 aura. It took him 4 minutes to go bankrupt, even if he does nothing. Yuppie had like, I'm not sure the difference between 20,000 to 700,000. I think it's like 30 times as much. He had like 30 times as much aura, something like that, and was still gonna go bankrupt in 11 minutes. So someone like Netero is in between 4 minutes and 11 minutes. But the thing is, if Netero fights Knuckle, he's going to obliterate him. Like, let's say that Knuckle, Netero's like, you know what, bro? Here, I'll let you get a free shot. And then he hits him with APR and starts the fight like that. The way APR works is like the interest increases by 10% every 10 seconds. That's how like it snowballs to super like large numbers really fast. But here's the thing. It's like the weakness to that ability is if you can pay back all the debt, it just cancels the ability out. So like Netero can definitely do that. Like his big weakness is people that are faster than him, because it's like a hit and run based ability. So what would happen is Netero would just open up the Buddha hand. He could even let Knuckle get like a head start. He's like, bro, get the aura debt up to 10,000, then I'll start fighting you, okay? He could do that. And then Netero just summons the Buddha hand, slaps him like 100 times. He pays back all the debt and then kills Knuckle like that. Like, that's exactly what would happen. He would just cook him so bad. So that was a super long answer. But I'm trying to give you guys like in-depth answers to your questions. So that was Timmy's. I am like literally still at the very beginning of the questions. Maybe I should shorten my answers a little bit. Well, let me see some of the most recent comments. Do you guys want me to shorten my answers a little bit? Because I've been doing like 10 minutes a question. Let me know in the chat. Should I shorten them? I can do more short answers. What do you guys think? Because I have a lot left. Let me know. So far, I'm not seeing a word. Okay, so I guess I'll just keep going how I'm going. All right. So let's see. Let's see. Where was I at? So I had just done Timmy's question, right? Duck Chaos says, I'm pretty good. I got a question ready. Where is Duck Chaos's question? I don't see it, Duck Chaos. You said bro should just scale Yu Yu Hakusho while he's at it. I could scale Yu Yu Hakusho. That series is fire, bro. So we're after Timmy's. Where is that? Okay. Oh yeah, and Timmy said Saitama versus Hunter x Hunter versus Saitama just literally one taps. Like, yeah. Saitama has like he has like multi-solar system level punches. Like, he's way too much. And then every day he gets stronger than he was the previous day. And if he gets angry, his power skyrockets to a level that like is just insane. Like to the point where he would probably one-shot himself from like a few minutes ago. He's just on he's in a completely different category. Let me see the next question. Hunter x Hunter Grandmaster said, bro, I should not be trusted with asking Lilo questions. Let me see. Who's the next one? Okay. Oh wait, I see Duck Chaos's actual question. He said, "Do you think Razer is raw power, or do you think he might have a bunch of conditions related to Greed Island?" I think he was really strong to begin with, like because Jing was like the hunter who took him down. And Jing was like a top 5 Nen user, so the fact that someone that powerful fought him is kind of indicative of him being like a very serious threat before he was put on Greed Island. Greed Island might, there's people who think Greed Island makes him weaker because he says he powers most of the spells in the game. So there's people who think like if he left Greed Island, like a lot of the spells would just stop working and he would become way stronger, but he would still be like weaker than Jing. But that puts you above literally just about every human in the series because Jing was a top 5 Nen user when he was young. Like according to the anime, Jing was a top 5 Nen user like around 10 years ago, maybe 12, according to the anime. So like, and Jing's only 32, bro. He's actually young, dog. Like I think a lot of people think Jing's in his like 40s, but he's literally 32 years old, bro. He's like the same age as like most of the YouTubers you watch. Like, I don't know, if you watch the same YouTubers I watch, like if you watch people like C-Reacts, Dododoya, Afro Senju, Nanogenics, people like that, like they're like Jing age, bro. Like, it's pretty wild. Yeah, that with Razer's power, it's like Greed Island might not be connected to his power at all, or it makes him massively stronger, or it makes him weaker. We actually don't know, but he did say he was going to go all out fighting Gon, and he doesn't mention anything like, oh man, if I wasn't on Greed Island, I would have one-shot him. He doesn't say anything like that. Anime Trixia, love your vids, brother. Oh, thank you, bro. I think I've seen your videos too. Hold on, let me look up Anime Trixia. That looks familiar. Bro, that's actually very humbling, man. Thank you. I've watched your shorts, man, a lot of them. Because your shorts are just fun to watch, bro. Like, Hunter x Hunter is just one of those series that it doesn't really get old. Like, I think it says a lot about how popular Hunter x Hunter is. No, I think it says a lot about the quality of Hunter x Hunter. Like, this series, it ended like, I mean, when was the last episode of Hunter x Hunter? When did it air? Wasn't it like 2014 or 2015? Something like that. So it ended 10 years ago, but it still gets like more views than like a lot of the current ongoing manga and anime right now. Like if you do like I don't know if there's like for example Kagurabachi videos doing like as well as like Hunter x Hunter clips would, I mean, it like outperforms like Dragon Ball Z clips sometimes. Like people just love this world, man. Like the world of Hunter x Hunter is truly a fascinating world. So Anime Trixia, thank you for saying you like my vids, man. I appreciate that a lot. So it's actually inspiring. I'm gonna keep working on them, bro. And I like your channel too, dude. Definitely keep going with your channel. Your channel's growing fast, bro. Okay, where was I? Oh, people were saying they like the long answers. Okay, I'll keep going. Bromus said, "Unk." Hunter x Hunter Grandmaster said Lilo can relate to being old. True, bro. True. It's actually my birthday coming up soon. Seg said 30 is old. Bro, no, it's not, bro. 30 is not old, guys. I would say, like, my thoughts on it, I don't think a person's, like, old until they're, like, genuine actual answer, till they're, like, late 60s. Like, that's when you are, like, kind of objectively, like, an old person, you know? And even in anime, it's, like, I'm gonna be honest, dude, I think, like, anime has shifted people's perspective on what is old and young. Because most anime, it's like the moment you're over 18, people start calling you old man. Like, I was watching a sports anime. Have you guys seen Yawamushi Pedal? In Yawamushi Pedal, they were calling the seniors old man, and I'm like, bro, they're 17. What do you mean? Like, the 15-year-old protagonists were like, those are the seniors. They're all old men, and I'm like, bro, what kind of programming are we absorbing, dog? But Kona said Lilo's gonna be 69 years old soon. Dang. Where was I at? So let me keep going through the question. So Broma said Uvogen did not fall for a mid-level pro trick. Kurapika used skill and timing. Hold on, I feel like I missed a bunch. Dang, I might have just straight up, like, I might have missed them. Just took too long answering some. I'm sorry if, like, your comments aren't, like, visible at the top anymore. That means I missed some of them. I'm looking for the next question, though. Ashura said, my goat... Oh, hey, Juan, what's up, bro? Ashura said, my goat Castro name has been dragged through the mud. Castro is relative to Hisoka. There's proof. I'm not crazy. Please believe me. Bro, there's no way Castro's relative to Hisoka. Hisoka was, like, clowning around the whole fight. And, it looked like pretty much all the damage Castro did to Hisoka, like, Hisoka let him do it, you know? Just because Hisoka's crazy like that. He was just having fun. But he's definitely strong, but just like not compared to high tier characters. Matter of fact, is Castro, did they put Castro on this? Let me look at this. Is Castro listed here? No, he's not. Castro's not even listed, but they didn't put that many characters on here. When I look at this power scaling chart, the things that, like, look weird to me is Tezgera. There's no way in the world Tezgera should be above Zazon. Tezgera is this jobber on the right hand side. No way in the world he should be above Zazon. Just no, simply no way. But I mean, if you look at, like, what stats they said were above him, above Zazon, they said his wait, what did Zazon have 3s in? Because no, Tezgera has all 3s and then a 4 in intelligence, and then Zazon has a 3 in intelligence, a 2 in talent. Zazon, like, is not a talented squadron leader, but strength way above Tezgera. That makes sense. And then skill and spirit. So actually, maybe this is, like, more realistic than I thought, because these numbers represent tiers. And I guess, like, the number kind of represents their overall status as, like, a hunter, essentially. But Zazon's not a hunter. Zazon's just a Chimera Ant with, like, way more strength than Tezgera. So actually, maybe this is kind of valid. But there's genuinely no way Tezgera is beating Zazon. I'm just going to be honest with you. Zazon would speed blit. I legitimately think Zazon in base form would just cook Tezgera. Kona said Castro is an example of what not to do as a Nen user. Pretty much, bro. Okay. I'm looking for more questions. Merritt said, where do you scale postmortem Nen Hisoka? Oh, this is a good time to use this handy dandy tier list. Okay, so if I had postmortem Hisoka, I put him like this. And then, where's Silva at? Where's Silva? Where's Silva? Silva. I see him. Go. Oh, get up here, bro. Silva, it's like this. Okay, if I have postmortem Nen Hisoka, I have it going like this. And, whoops. This is my scale for it. This is based on, like, the most recent chapters of the manga. I would have them like that. I would have him above Crollo. But these are all, like, 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 are all extreme diff fights. Like, they're all really, really close. But I think, like, more often than not, it would end up in this way. If they're all fighting with no plans, no strategies, just straight up boxing, I think postmortem Nen Hisoka above Crollo. Because Crollo has postmortem Nen and he has the bookmark ability now, which improved his combat efficiency vastly. So, and we saw, like, Zeno and Silva together were boxing just normal freaking Crollo and Phantom Troop arc, and we're, like, still saying we might die fighting him. So I have this new, stronger than ever postmortem Nen Crollo above both of them with the bookmark ability. And then he's like, yeah, I need to, even though I have postmortem Nen and I have this bookmark, I need to evolve before fighting postmortem Nen Hisoka or I might die. So then I have postmortem Nen Hisoka above him. So it's like him, then him, then him, then him. And I have Silva above Zeno simply because they're, like, such a practical, pragmatic family. I don't logically see them letting Silva be the head of the family if he's weaker than Zeno. Like, that actually just doesn't make sense to me because Zeno's clearly still very smart, very skilled. Why would, if he was the best choice, why would they just let Silva do it, you know? Lasik said, in before Lilo says Nen Master 50 times. Yeah, I'm probably at about 45 by now. Juan, you said, I think Armstrong has a bad matchup versus finesse-based opponents. In Full Metal Alchemist? Yeah. I mean, I need to go back and reread Armstrong's fights, but he seems like a simple-minded fighter. Like, his biggest fight where it pushed him to the limit was against Sloth, and I need to reread that. I would pull it up here, but the Viz chapters, like, Viz doesn't have Full Metal Alchemist. Viz needs to update their manga catalog, bro, because we pay money for it, so they should have more stuff, but it's like a lot of the big name things are just not there. I don't know why. Like, you can't read Baki on Viz. You can't read Full Metal Alchemist on Viz. There's a lot of stuff that you think would be there that just isn't there. Like, you can't read all of Dragon Ball. Did you know that? It, like, stops. It stops after Goku fights Piccolo. And it doesn't have, like, Z on Viz. It's like, Viz needs to update their catalog for real. Like, genuinely. Because it's like, people want to read official translations, but it's like, even when you pay money for it, you just get, like, less than you would from just random sites, you know? Okay, I'm looking for one. You said you have a manga in mind, and Hunter x Hunter changed like a lot of things in the powers. That's pretty dope. I'm looking for more questions here. Soy Sauce says your streams and videos are addicting to watch. Thank you, bro. I'm after this, I'm just gonna be editing what is it? Zodiac versus Royal Guards all day. I'm trying to get it posted by tomorrow. Okay, Merit said, how strong do you think Machi is? She's super underrated in my opinion. If Machi, where is she? I'd put her like, she's either right here or like right here on this chart. No, that's debatable now. This is really, I don't know. Like, if I'm highballing Machi, I'd put her here. If I'm lowballing Machi, I'd put her here. This is like end of Chimera, Antark, Gon, and Killua. So if I highball her, I'm putting her here. If I lowball her, I'm putting her here. Okay, and like, to put it in a better perspective, if Killua didn't have Godspeed, he'd be right here in my opinion. But here, maybe I should put some more people in mid-level pro so you get an idea of who would be there. Like, who's a mid-level pro in the series? Like, crap. This is end of Chimera, Antark, Gon, and Killua. So I'd have Genthru there. That might be controversial, but I'd have him there. Goto's somewhere around there. He's probably weak. I don't know. Actually, that's interesting. Who do you guys think stronger, Genthru or Goto? I'm thinking Genthru. Let me know what you guys think about that. Maybe the Shadow Beast could all go here too. Shadow Beast, they were kind of jobber, but like they were the strongest Nen users that the Mafia had. The Hunter x Hunter Mafia is weak, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's something the Succession War has been showing. It's like the Succession War guys, they looked at just Bona Lenoff and they're like, bro, this guy could solo like the entire Mafia. Just freaking Bona Lenoff. Like, but Bona Lenoff is underrated too. But where's Bona Lenoff at? Bona Lenoff, here he is. Bona Lenoff, bro. He might be stronger than Machi. I don't know who's stronger between these two. Highball, he's stronger than Machi. Lowball, he's weaker than her. But they're close. Oh, and like Kaluto would be a mid-level pro too. So I would put Kaluto. Kaluto might still... Chat, what do you guys think? Do you think Kaluto surpassed their butler Goto? What do you guys think about this? Do you think Kaluto surpassed Goto? What do you guys think about that? I think Goto's above Kaluto, but it's debatable. Erich said, Kite versus Razer, what do you think? We actually did a full live stream on that. I highly recommend checking that out. It's just called Kite versus Razer is obvious, and we just yap about it for like an hour. Knuckle. Okay, so the truth, I'm just going to be honest, like, Knuckle is stronger than Killua overall, but Godspeed is a bad matchup for Knuckle. It's like, Godspeed is like pretty much designed to defeat APR, straight up if you think about it. Because like, think about how it's like just straight up a bad matchup. Like, I think someone had asked me this question yesterday, like, what's a good example of like a bad type matchup? Godspeed is a bad type matchup for APR because APR's weakness is if you can hit him like enough times to pay back all the aura debt. And it's like, let's say he starts APR, Killua goes Godspeed and just tags him, pieces him up. He could pay off all the aura debt immediately. So that's a bad type matchup. But it's tough putting Killua here because he literally struggles with Palm. Like, let me see if I could find that chapter. What chapter did he struggle with Palm? Does anyone know what chapter Killua fought Palm? That's such a like buried niche chapter. It was after he did the Godspeed onslaught on Yuppie, and then he recharged his Nen. So the Godspeed onslaught was, I think, like 273 or something. Was I right? Oh no, I was way off. It's like several chapters past this. Oh yeah, we're close now. Because like this is him recharging. Yeah, this is Killua recharging right here. And, oh, this is also the panel where Knuckles, like, 10 minutes from now, 10 minutes from now, Yuppie will go bankrupt. The interesting thing about this is that means that Shoot fought Yuppie 1v1 for about a full minute. Shoot fought Yuppie 1v1 for about a full minute, bro. Wait. I'm losing my train of thought. I forgot what I was even looking for. I just keep looking at cool things and forgetting what I was initially doing. What was I looking for, chat? Someone please remind me. I was looking for something. Oh, yeah. Killua versus Palm. Killua versus Palm. I got it. I remembered. So it's like... Oh, wait. Before I look at that. This panel here is very interesting because it shows Yuppie's character development. He starts out looking at all of the palace hunters like trash. And then by the like end of the invasion, he says he straight up respects and admires them, which is interesting. But yeah, Palm. Okay, so where's Killua versus Palm? Does anyone know the chapter number? That would save me time. Anyone know the chapter number? I'm looking for it. I always skip this chapter by instinct. The moment I see this lobster dude, I'm like, oh, trash. Icalgo, I don't even like Icalgo, bro. Anyone know the chapter number, bro? We're just gonna keep looking for it. Wait, what? I was wrong. I thought that he had already done this. I'm a freaking fool for that. Wait, hold on. Let me look at this and see if there's anything I never noticed before. Just analyzing this to see if I'm noticing anything new. I remember, like, I was rereading this arc the other day, and there was he had like some line of dialogue. Yuppie had some line of dialogue where he said, if I know a lightning bolt is coming, I can dodge it. Like, I remember reading that somewhere around here. I was trying to find that just now, but 294? Bro, okay. Is that actually right? Because I remember there was one time I asked people for a chapter number, and they were just giving me like random, completely random chapters. I'm gonna try 294. I'll try that. Let's see. 294. Let's see if it's right. Oh, you were right. Okay, thank you, bro. Thank you. Hey, yo, a donation. Video Mania, thank you for the donation, bro. I appreciate it a lot. You said, if Togoro dropped into Hunter x Hunter, what's the scaling? Oh, they all get crushed. Oh, they all get slaughtered. So, like, Togoro scaled above the Dragon of the Darkness Flame. Bro, if you guys haven't read Yu Yu Hakusho and you like Hunter x Hunter at all, read Yu Yu Hakusho. It literally feels like a prequel to it. And then there's even Nen users in Yu Yu Hakusho, by the way. They have legitimate, like, they're called Nen users. One guy in particular, he's the doctor, and he has like a Hatsu ability. It's like, he's like the literal first Nen user Togashi ever created. I think he like used his Nen to create bugs and they made people sick or something. But legit, like, if you like Hunter x Hunter at all, do yourself a favor and reread Yu Yu Hakusho, because like you read it and you're like, man, this feels like it's the Hunter x Hunter verse the whole way through. But look at this fight against Palm, okay? Actually, maybe I should start before this, because I think they were about to start boxing the chapter before this. Yeah, they did. Okay, so let's see what he says. Like, he looks at her, and like he's sensing her as like a potential enemy, right? So he looks at her using his yo-yo. And he said she's obviously no longer the same woman. She's been captured by the royal guards and been altered. And he's thinking of what to do. He said that there's still a chance. So he's initially thinking like, maybe I can win her over to my side. He said like, since she approached me, she must remember me, maybe all of us. And she reveals she does remember him. And they're yapping a little bit. And she's looking for Gon. And he says, hang on, she saw me but not Gon. And then I think he takes a step back because he's like hesitant, and she starts like acting more like a chimera ant. And he says, was it just a chance that you came towards me? What are you talking about? You're the one who came around the corner. He said, no, I felt you watching me. That's why I came this way. You noticed me first. Tell me the truth. Let me see here. And he's talking about like how they interacted with each other. And then he says like, I'm not telling you, you're the enemy. So he's viewing Palm as an enemy now because he like doesn't trust Palm. This is post Nen Needle Killua, by the way, fully charged. So this gives us a good understanding of like how strong Killua is without his Godspeed form. Now he's fighting Palm. And like as soon as Palm starts charging up her aura, he says he has a bad feeling about it. He throws his yo-yo and Palm instantly destroys it. And like I think another thing is like Killua puts aura into his yo-yos too, I think. That was like implied when he killed these two fodder ants. He just like instantly one-shots them both with his yo-yo. And like there's a line from the narrator saying he put like the minimum amount of aura necessary to kill them. But like Palm just decimating his yo-yo like this is pretty wild. And then just cracks him. And then starts wailing on him. And like he's not like, I mean, a lot of people like say that Killua would just speed blitz and knock people out, or Killua would just speed blitz and like tear out someone like Morel's heart. But then we literally see him getting pieced up by freaking Palm. So it's like Killua, I'll be honest with you, I think he's, in my opinion, I think Killua is the coolest. He literally might be the coolest character Togashi's ever written. If I'm just being really honest, he's just like one of the most perfectly written protagonists I think I've ever seen in any manga. Because it's like, he's like a Sasuke done perfectly. He's just genuinely, I think he legit might be the coolest character Togashi's ever written. Like cooler than Meruem. I say cooler than Gon. But I think like his coolness makes people hype him up a lot. It's the same thing that happens with Zoro in One Piece. Like if you go to like right now, if you watch like Crunchyroll clips on YouTube and you type in like Zoro's about to cut Kaido, go to that. I was watching this last night. Go to that video and you're gonna see like a bunch of the top comments calling Zoro like a Yonko level fighter and stuff. It's like the similar thing happens with Killua. And it's just because he's just extremely cool. But he's actually still like relative to Gon when he's not using Godspeed. And that's kind of like what this shows you. Like he's getting pieced up by Palm. And then he has some dialogue where he's like, so Palm's just punching him. And he says, I can't block all of her attack. Wait, he said Palm was an enhancer. What a difference it makes when your ability is a good match. I can't block all of her attacks. If this drags out, I'm doomed. But I can't run away. So it's like Palm legit like might scale above Killua without Godspeed. So the reason I was mentioning all of that was because someone asked, oh yeah, we were talking about like Kaluto versus Goto. And Kaluto's weaker than Killua. I think that's how that started. I kind of like went on a long tangent like analyzing stuff. But yeah, I think we were talking about this. And oh yeah, and I was saying like it's hard for me to put Killua above Knuckle because of this scene here. But it's like if Killua didn't have Godspeed, Killua would be like right here. And if I'm highballing Machi, she's here. If I'm lowballing Machi, she's here. Whoops. Dang, come on. Come on. Yeah, if I'm lowballing Machi, she's here. Killua without Godspeed is here. Killua with Godspeed is here. Like that. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Um, where was I at? Oh man, I'm missing a lot of comments. Soy Sauce said, "Do you read Baki?" Yeah, I do. I love Baki. Let me see. Let me see. Hunter Grandmaster said Lilo is defending his Unk title is crazy. Yeah, I guess I am Unk now. I'm 27 now, chat. I guess I am Unk these days. Let's keep going. Where is this at? Okay, Seg Ghost says, how much potential and talent does Serendich have? I might be saying that name wrong. Serendich. His name is hard to pronounce, but his potential is like potentially even greater than Gon and Killua's. But like, to be completely fair, we don't know if like what his physical strength, like fighting hand to hand abilities are gonna be, because he's a genius when it comes to Nen. And like he also got like a big boost because he got a Nen beast from the like Prince ritual. And they both like like he has 2 Nen beasts now, and they both get stronger based on his aura. Like the more he grows his aura, the stronger his Nen beasts become. But yeah, his potential's insane. We don't know like what his hand-to-hand fighting skills are like though. He might just like, I mean, another thing is like people like Gon and Killua are far younger than him. Like Serednich might be like 32, and Gon and Killua are 20 years younger. So it's like 20 years from now, Gon and Killua are going to be so vastly beyond where Serednich is right now, it wouldn't even be comparable. And that's like where Serednich starts. Like, how much longer can Serednich get stronger, you know? He might only get stronger for like the next 20 years. Meanwhile, Gon and Killua have 40 years to get stronger. So like, ask yourself, like, Gon and Killua 40 years from now versus Serednich 20 years from now, who would be stronger? It's a debatable thing. It's probably, I think it's probably Gon and Killua would have slightly more potential. But I don't know. That's up for debate. Who do you guys think has more potential, Serednich or Gon and Killua? Because they're all close. They're close. Ashura said, let me defend him. Oh, you mean Castro? Sego said Castro solos Netero. Long says, does Hisoka beat Morel? I would say yeah. I would say yes. Just scaling on how, especially postmortem Nen Hisoka, and how like even Crollo with postmortem Nen doesn't want to just fight him without evolving again, I would say yes. Like another way you can put that is like Hisoka wasn't even impressed by some of the like lower ranking Zodiac members, but he's like deeply obsessed with Crollo, even before Crollo learned postmortem Nen. And then the Zodiacs say they're stronger than Morel is, so. Green Tornado said, do you consider Silva to be around Jing level? I actually did a live stream on that called Jing versus Silva is Obvious. I highly recommend checking that one out. Gurmeet Meat said, aren't fans hyping the Dark Continent arc, like from that power scaling point? Yeah, the Dark Continent like deserves the hype, because that's where the Chimera Ants come from, and the Chimera Ants are like fodder to the Dark Continent. And like Prime Netero couldn't even handle it. Like he ran away. Like Prime Netero with like Zig Zoldyck by his side ran away. I think that was Zig who was by his side. Looking for the next question. Would you do a full potential Killua video? Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Like, I'll tell you, man, like, I have kind of stayed away from doing a full potential Killua video because he's already, like, the most hyped up character in the whole verse. So I try to, like, not feed into that hype anymore. Like, I'll tell you the main reason is because I made some videos and I saw people in the comments straight up saying that they think Killua was Royal Guard level. And I'm like, yeah, I should probably stay away from gassing him up. Because, and I've seen, like, big YouTubers say that, too. I've seen big YouTubers say, like, he would speed blitz Morel and rip his heart out. I've seen people say, like, he would kill Crollo. I've literally seen people put him, like, at the very pinnacle of the verse. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to stay away from hyping Killua up anymore. Because he's already way too hyped. Like, he literally spent the whole arc running away from, like, Tsubone and Illumi and Hisoka. So I mean, I'll put it to you like this: like a royal guard wouldn't do that, like, you know. So I don't know. That's why I like have avoided doing that. But I can do one. I can do a full potential Killua video. Juan said, "Can you give an example of characters in between Crollo and Silva?" I mean, Crollo and Silva are extremely close. Like, they're pretty much equal. I would put Kite here. In between Zeno and Silva. I mean, wait, in between Silva and Crollo. I don't know if there is any on this list. I don't know. Like, maybe Uvogen. Where's Uvogen at? Like, Uvogen, probably here. Yeah, I don't know if there is anyone in between these two. Maybe some Zodiac members, to be honest. Like a Zodiac member stronger than Silva but weaker than Crollo might be someone like do they have all the Zodiac here? Yeah, so maybe, where's that cow dude at? Not him, not the cow dude. The sheep guy, he had a ranking of a 90. Like, Hisoka gave him a 90 or a 95, but he gave Illumi a 99. So based on Hisoka's scale, he would be here. And then there's probably Zodiac stronger than him, like Botobai. Where is he at? Botobai, he's a triple star hunter and is like close friends with Netero. He might be, I mean, he could be anywhere really. He could be like here. Like, if I was lowballing him, I'd say lowest I would put him is here, but highest I would put him, maybe he's here. He could even be here for all we know. Like, we know nothing of his powers other than he's a triple star hunter that's friends with Netero, and there's less than 10 triple star hunters in the world. He could be anywhere. He might be right here, or he could be here. What? Come on. Come on. Oh, no. No, not top of the... Here. Also, where's Netero at? Netero, come here. Netero's either right here or right here. We don't know. We don't know. If he was being honest, where he said he hasn't been the top Nen user for over 50 years, he might be weaker than Jing, to be honest, because Jing was a top 5 Nen user when he was like 20. But just to make people happy, I can put him here. Like, no. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest with you, I do think Jing might be stronger than Netero. Like, there's a very good chance, just based on like his goals. But I'll just leave it like that for now. Oh yeah, Bromish, you can't read Kengan on Viz either. That is crazy. Utah Block said, where would you put Kurapika? Where would I put Kurapika? Let me see here. Where's Kurapika at on this thing? Oh, here he is. So current Kurapika, he's definitely a high tier. I put him maybe right above Morel. Well, he beat Uvo. Maybe that. Yeah, probably like that. It's probably where I would put Kurapika. Okay, there's so many questions. All right, chat. I'm thinking, like, how long has the stream been going? We are at 1 hour. Okay, I'm thinking I will do 5 more questions. All right, I will do 5 more questions here. So let me scroll through. I'll try to just answer questions from people I never asked one for. Here, I'm going to scroll to the very newest comments. And I'm looking to see if there's anyone there. And I'm looking for people that I have not already answered their question already. Oja says, how strong is Bisky? I had talked about that a little earlier in the stream, so I would recommend like checking that earlier in the stream out. But like, if I was putting Bisky on this chart, she's either right here or like, she's either right above Morel or right below Morel. Either right above or right below. But I think like if Morel fought her, he could probably pull out the W. But in terms of just overall stats, she's either right above Morel or right below Morel. But even with this, like, it's controversial because I think she's stronger than Kurapika, to be honest. But I think Kurapika would have win conditions over her. Like, I want to put her like this. But I don't know if she would beat Uvogen because she's a brawler type and he just seems like a stronger brawler. But she seems like a more skilled Nen Master. So I say she's more skilled than Uvogen, but I think Uvogen has more raw power than she does. But I do think overall she's stronger than Kurapika, even though Kurapika is probably more likely to win just using all of his hacks abilities he has. Like his ability to put people into Zetsu really fast is actually really cracked. So maybe like this. Like if I'm highballing Bisky, she's like that. If I'm lowballing Bisky, she's like that. So that's one. We got 4 more questions here. Let me go to the very top again. So, okay, Lost in Sense. I don't know if I answered one of his questions earlier, but I'll just answer this one. You said, could 3 royal guards make greater damage than Netero against the king if 3 of them attacked the king at once? Yeah, probably. I mean, they seem to have higher, like, not counting Zero Hand, it seems like the Royal Guards would have more, like, raw strength than Netero, not counting Zero Hand. But I think, like, all 3 of them fighting Meruem at once, Meruem would slaughter them, most likely, just because we saw, like, how Adult Gon is capable of one-shotting the Royal Guards, even without using Hatsu. Meruem would probably kill all 3 of them, but, the question is, would they last as long as Netero did? It's a little debatable because Meruem was holding back against Netero, trying not to kill him the whole time. I think, like, for example, if Meruem was trying to kill Netero, the first attack he landed would have killed him. And that was, like, less than a minute, right? Wasn't it, like, a minute or so? Low-key, if you really think about it, how long did Netero fight Meruem for? I think, like, you can count up the time in the manga. Like, they have timestamps. But in the anime made it look like it was about 2 minutes long. Which means, like, literally Netero fought Meruem for, like, about twice as long as Shoot fought Yuppie. Which shows you, like, in the anime, it's how it looked. Yeah. So, I don't know. They might last longer. It's hard to tell. Especially with, like, Postmortem Nen, Pito, and Evolved Yuppie thrown into the mix. They could last... Maybe they could last longer, but they just don't have, like, the skill and speed needed to, like, stalemate Meruem in anything. Like, they're just... So the thing with Netero is, like, he was at least superior in just one category, which was speed. And he had, like, the flawless attack patterns. The Royal Guard are just inferior to Meruem in everything. They have weaker defense, slower speed, and weaker strength, and they're not as smart. So, like, he's just going to cook them all. They don't have any one area where they could stalemate him in really any way. So, I don't know. They might do worse. Even though Netero would get, like, demolished by the... I would say if Netero fights the 3 Royal Guards, he's dying for certain. But he might actually hold Meruem off longer than the 3 Royal Guards could. Which is an interesting thing to think about. But that's debatable. Juan said 100% Goto rolls Kaluto up and smokes her. She hadn't been exposed to the world and had no clue how strong the troop really was. You might be right. Bromus, you said Shoot fights Yuppie 1v1 for 20 to 30 seconds because APR only went off twice. Did it, like... Is that in the manga too? Or was that, like, just the anime showing it go off twice? I need to go back and look at that. I don't wait, I don't know. Like, I don't know left a comment. He said, I won't stand for Killua downplay. He solos the Phantom Troop if you take out Crollo, Phaeton, Uvo, and Hisoka. So, like, if you take out half of them, he solos them. I mean, I kind of agree with that, yeah. He said, he solos the Phantom Troop if you take out half the Phantom Troop. I don't know if he was trolling. I mean, yeah. I mean, Nobunaga versus Killua might... I don't know. We don't know the limits of Nobunaga's power. Nobunaga might still have an answer for Killua. We don't really know. Um. Oh wait, did I ever like? Didn't someone ask me? Oh man, dude, I just remembered a question someone was asking me earlier. They asked me, how would Togoro do in the Hunter x Hunter verse, and I started just talking about how cool how cool Yu Yu Hakusho was, and like didn't even answer him. I just remembered that. Uh, yeah, Togoro would like wipe the whole verse. Like no one's strong enough to kill him because Togoro scales above the Dragon of the Darkness Flame. And the Dragon of the Darkness Flame, it depends on what translation you read. Some translations say it's an attack that cannot be used on Earth. Like, it's a danger to, like, every life on Earth if you use it there. And then there's another thing where it's like it can't be used in the human realm. Like, it's never meant to be used there. So it's like considered like a life on all life wiping attack on Earth. And, like, the person Hiei is fighting just grabs it and throws it back at Hiei. And that dude who did that, he said he never even got Togoro to fight at 80% power. Like, so Togoro's like twice as strong as something that could wipe out all life on Earth. Like, no one in Hunter x Hunter has scaling like that. Like, the dude literally grabbed the Dragon of the Darkness Flame and just chucked it back at Hiei. And then there's statements in Yu Yu Hakusho that really highball the verse to stupid levels. Like, if you take every line seriously, like, the Spirit Orb is stated to have as much energy as a star and stuff. It's like, there's a lot of crazy stuff in Yu Yu Hakusho. Gaming Zone said Genthru versus Castro. Genthru would blow him up. Yeah, the bomber ability is just way too dangerous. I'll answer a couple more. I said I said I was only going to answer like 4 more. Was that a good enough answer for the Togoro one? It's like, in terms of attack and durability, he's just way too powerful for these guys, and his speed is relative to all of them. Like, actually far faster. Like, Yusuke in the start of Yu Yu Hakusho is dodging lightning bolts like at the very start of the series. Like, he fights this one dude who's a lightning demon, so he takes real lightning out of the sky, then adds demon aura to it to make it even stronger and faster, and like chucks it at Yusuke, and Yusuke's just dodging like dozens of them at a time. And that Yusuke was fodder compared to 20% Togoro. So it's like Togoro bare minimum is like he's like, the lowest you could lowball Togoro is saying he's 5 times faster than lightning. Like, Togoro, this dude who's stronger than Post Rose Merwem and 5 times faster than Godspeed Killua. Like, he's decimating the verse, bro. Like, he's crazy. What was that? There's so many questions. Mr. Cat said, can Gon win against Deku? I actually don't know My Hero Academia scaling, but I don't know. Because I've seen people, like, I to be honest, I dropped My Hero Academia, like, at the very beginning of the series, so I don't know. But I've heard people say, like, characters dodge light beams in that series pretty casually, so if that's the case, like, Gon might not be able to even hit him. Aruga said, what is Killua's scaling, such as country or city level? I'm actually not very good at scaling things based on, like, real-world interpretations. I usually just stick to like narrative-based scaling, like scaling where you understand the story very well. Talk about, like, for example, this character is 2 or 3 times stronger than this character based off of these statements. Like, that's the type of scaling that I typically do, rather than like pixel scaling or like real-world calculations where you use formulas to like calculate the joules and stuff. Because a lot of times, like, those types of calculations seem to just like straight up be inconsistent. But yeah, I mean, a good example of, like, inverse talking about, like, the attack power of characters, the destructive capability of characters. Uvogen's punch is said to be, like, on par with a small missile, his Big Bang Impact, and that's considered, like, one of the strongest attacks in the verse. So, like, to be honest, I don't even consider Killua building level, to be honest. So let's see here. I said I was gonna do like 3 questions, but I'm just gonna keep going. Ashura said, base Killua is stronger than Godspeed Killua. Broma said, Godspeed has glaring weaknesses. It's weak against people who have like more raw aura than him. Because if Killua uses up Godspeed and it doesn't kill his opponent, he's kind of cooked after that. He can't use lightning again until he recharges. And we don't even know how much aura it uses up either. He might be like at a low aura supply and can like not really fight for much longer after that. We don't even know. But yeah, Killua is like building level at best, based off of like statements in the series in terms of destructive capability. I don't even think he's building level. I don't even know if Gon's building level, to be honest. And Sean said Killua is stronger than Gon. If you count Godspeed, yeah. I consider him just stronger because of Godspeed. Without Godspeed, I actually have Enda Chimera Antark Gon above Killua. But with Godspeed, I put Killua above. That is a really strong ability. Anno said Yujiro Hanma Highball versus Hunter x Hunter verse. Yujiro Hanma, if you highball him to the max, he's faster than light by a lot. And, well, okay, like a reasonable highball, right? So in the manga, it was like the moment he was born as a baby, it stated he was like stronger than nuclear weapons as a baby and like had never known anyone stronger than himself. That would include Yuichiro Hanma. So like if you're highballing him to the max, that means Yujiro as a baby was already stronger than his father, and his father like defeated the entire like America, and like the whole world like will not fight Yujiro. Like entire countries altogether won't fight him as an adult. Like he's like a planet wiping being who's faster than light. So like if you're highballing Yujiro, he would be like stronger than Post Rose Meruem by a little bit. Okay. Actually, maybe considerably stronger. But, like, the area where he might struggle is, actually, no. Yeah, he would just actually be, like, considerably stronger than Post-Rose Meruem. So he's wiping pretty much every character we saw, but the Dark Continent might give him some trouble. We don't know, like, the limits of that plays. Ahmed, what's up, bro? You said, used to think Gon and Killua nowadays. That was probably something I was like talking about earlier. Then Gaming Zone said deliberately ignoring Battle of the Century, Genthru versus Castro. Yeah, I was saying Genthru would beat him. Like the bomber ability would just like destroy him. Oh, Sean, like you said, Killua is for sure better than Gon, despite Adult Gon. I mean, no, if Gon uses Adult Gon, Killua is getting turned into dust. Like, Adult Gon has feats that show he's actually, like, faster than Godspeed Killua and stronger than Meruem. Like, Killua would just die. And there's nothing Killua could do to even hurt him. If Gon, like, sacrifices his life to use Adult Gon. I mean, if we're counting Adult Gon, then Gon is, like, here or here. Like, he's actually physically stronger than Meruem is in Adult Gon form. But Meruem's smarter, so it'd probably be like that. But no, I'm not using Adult Gon. But like, I really, bro, I wish that I really wish that we had another 100 chapters of this manga. Gon was already back in the manga, already had his new powers and was stronger than ever, and we could see like power-ups he got from using that Adult Gon form, because there's so many ways that could have changed him as a fighter, and like he's getting smarter now too. Like, I wish we already had all of that, but I'm just basing this on like legit Chimera Antark Gon at the end of the arc, like how strong he was without using Adult Gon form. But I mean, I'll be honest with you, there's a chance that like Adult Gon like gained powers Gon gained powers from his Adult Gon transformation. Maybe he is stronger than Godspeed Killua, and we just don't know because the manga has not continued since then. But from what we've seen, he's here. Ashura said Godspeed is trash. Godspeed's a pretty cool power, man. I don't know said Killua is slightly below Royal Guard level. Nah, he is not there yet. Because, like, that would make Tsubone, like, right below Royal Guard level, and she's not up there, bro. I don't even know if Tsubone could beat Illumi. Um, let's see. All right, just a couple more. Nate says, what do you think about the base requirement for Dark Continent? Is Postmortem Nen just to exist? Which is why Netero wasn't compatible? I don't think that makes much sense, to be honest, because, I mean, if that's the case, everyone going to the island will die. Because no one has Postmortem Nen except for Hisoka and Chrollo. And Jing has not mentioned a word about it, and he seems to know the most about the Dark Continent. But it's an interesting theory. Juan said Morel versus the Shadow Beast. I'm going to be completely honest. I think Morel could beat them all at the same time by himself. I think Morel could beat them all at once. I'm seeing a lot of Genthru versus Castro. Pito versus Yorozu. Oh, that's interesting. Does Yorozu have a domain expansion? I'd have to look more into Yorozu's scaling. I'm scrolling through looking for questions. Nate Island said, what would happen if Killua dies, then restarts his heart using Postmortem Nen? That would be wild. Maybe he would just not lose the drawbacks to Godspeed. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what he would become, dude. Anime Monarch said, sorry I keep asking, but it confuses me. You said that Killua got stronger from a confidence boost. Does that mean Gon is significantly stronger than pre-confidence Killua? I would say so, yeah. Like, Killua with the Nen Needle. Like, if you take Angry Kid Gon, the one that's... Here, I can show you this stuff. Like, let's see. Where was Gon crashing out? It was like... He crashed out... Here, was it? There was a 270... Oh, yeah, we got it, bro. Alright, so this is like where Gon starts crashing out. This version of Gon, he's just powering up like an actual Super Saiyan. Let me go next. So, Gon's squared up. And then, okay, then Killua has this statement where he says, Pito doesn't have any aura. Completely defenseless. Does Pito think that Pito can beat us without aura? And he says, no, that's not possible. Gon has a totally different aura than before. Not even Pito would stand a chance, like, without aura protection. And the anime, like, says it, like, even more directly. I think I might have that up here. Do I or do I not? I do. So, like, the anime straight up shows it where they're like, even Pito can't fight that without using Nen. That is an insane claim to have. Like, a Royal Guard without Nen can't even fight you. And then that's not even like the peak of Gon's power. He like starts crashing out and getting even stronger than that. Like, that's just at the start, right? And then he gets angry, is crashing out more and more. And let me see. Yeah, and this is where he like peaks at his crash out. Right here, this is his peak of crash out to the point where like Killua and Pito are like, dang, this is pretty wild. Like, this version of Gon is definitely like cooking like Nen Needle Killua is getting cooked by this. Nen Needle Killua wouldn't even be able to stand up to this. Like, he would just straight dip. He would just straight run away. God, Ashura said Godspeed lasts for 7 hits max. Oh no, 11 hits max. I think it lasts a little longer. Stacy says, who do you believe is the most intelligent character in Hunter x Hunter? Meruem. Or maybe Komogi. But I think, like, Komogi's intelligence is just for that game, Gungi. But I think Meruem has more overall intelligence in general. Okay. I think that might be it. Let me do one more. What MC Charles said, Gon should at least be on the same tier as Killua. I agree. I mean, the only like just to clarify, the only reason I have Killua above Gon is because of Godspeed. Like this is counting Godspeed. If you take Godspeed away, I put Killua here actually. But with Godspeed, I put him here. Okay, and Jing said Gon should at least be in the same tier as Killua. Having him next to Machi, a feetless bum, is crazy. You know what? If you want me to, I can put him here. But it's just the main reason I don't put Gon in high tier is because he lacks battle experience. The dude has literally only been fighting for 1 year. Meanwhile, Killua has like 9 or 10 years of fighting experience. So he's just far more experienced than Gon. Like, and to get this far without doing conditional nen and like just enjoying being a hunter, like his potential is just genuinely terrifying. Like he's way too like he should not be this strong at all. Gon should still be like a rookie, but he's like debatably right here. Andre Killua versus Phaeton, that one I might do as a full-fledged video myself. So I think I will hold off on that. But that is an interesting question. But all right, guys. I think that's everything for today. I gotta get to editing. I gotta get to editing the Zodiac versus Royal Guard video. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. Sorry for all the questions I missed. We answered a bunch of them, and we had a lot of people show up. We have 113 people in here. So it looks like these types of streams do work well. I wasn't sure if people would tune into this one or not. But I'm happy like people seem to actually like this, so that's cool. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and sorry for all the comments that I missed. Yeah, I'll see you guys on the next. Oh wait, you said Ashura said nah. Can I debate in the Discord? Not today, bro. I just have more videos I have to edit. But tomorrow we can do a debate. Is there any, like, before I head out, is there any debate you guys want a video on tomorrow? Is there any, like, let me know in the comments right now. Is there any debate that you guys would want tomorrow specifically? Anybody got anything? Bromus, yo, Bromus, dude. Thank you for the donation, Bromus. I appreciate it a lot, man. He said, have a good one, Lilo. Thank you, Bromus. You have a good one too, bro. But yeah, does anyone have a specific debate that they would want to see tomorrow? Any two characters specifically? Gaming Zone says Kite versus Illumi debate. Ashura says Castro versus Genthru. Maybe we do Kite versus Hisoka. But nah, I don't know. Maybe I should save that for a video. Kite versus Morel. Do a Killua debate. Maybe I could do a Bisky versus Killua. But I don't know. It seemed low-key, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, the idea of having Bisky fight Killua seems just straight up disrespectful, because Bisky was low diffing him before Godspeed, so I don't know if I should even do that. Kite versus Hisoka. We might do that. We might do something with Kite. Hisoka versus Palace Hunters. That, I might just need to do that as a video. That's a really good idea, Kona. That's actually a really good idea. But alright, chat, I'm going to get going. Momo is crashing out. She wants to be let in this room so badly. Here, hold on. Let me let her back in here real quick before I end the stream. Let me let Momo back in here. Momo, do you have anything you want to say to these nice people? Is there anything? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I accidentally, like, flying kneed my microphone. Momo, is there anything you want to say to the chat? Do you have any words? I guess not. She's just staring at me in utter silence. But, alright. Gaming Zone said, please, Tonpa versus Merwem. Okay, chat, I think we might do something with Kite or something. I'll think about it some more. Like, the one... out of the ones you guys suggested, like you guys are suggesting some good ones. I'm gonna save these ideas. Hisoka versus Palace Hunters is like legit video quality. Killua versus anyone is interesting. Maybe Kaluto versus Goto. Like, I like to use the live streams for things that I would probably not do as edited videos, but are still interesting. Broma said Bisky would just low diff even after Godspeed. You're probably right. Because I think Bisky's stronger than Tsubone. Razer versus Kite. We did that one, Erich. I recommend check that live stream out. It's just called Kite versus Razer is obvious. Kona said, I think Kona's saying Bisky versus Godspeed Killua is close. Let's see. Zeno versus Morel. Yeah, I'm still thinking. Full potential Momo solos both Adult Gone and Meruem. That's true. How far does Uvo go in the Khmer Ant? Some of these are really good ideas to the point where I would just want to do actual videos on them. I'm just saving these, by the way. I'm putting them in my notes. Like, those are good ideas. Yeah, and someone else had said Gon and Killua versus Knuckle and Shoot. That 100% is going to be a video. Here, hold on. I'm literally writing these in my notes. Like, so I have like a note file with all, like, where I just put YouTube ideas. I'm adding them to these right now. So we got Gon and Killua versus Knuckle and Shoot. We have Uvogen versus Palace Hunters. What else did someone say? Let me look at these. You said there's another good one. I think Kona said it. Oh no, it was Hisoka versus Palace Hunters. That's what it was. Yeah, that is interesting. Palace Hunters. What else was there? We have Razer versus Uvo. That one will be a stream I do someday. What else we got? You guys were saying like Hisoka versus Kite, and then you said Illumi versus Kite. Crollo versus Kite. I can throw that in there too. What else? Kite versus Tsubone. Actually, how about Bisky versus Tsubone? I could put Kite versus Tsubone in there too. I would, you know what? I think like I would like to just do at least one Bisky video. Adult Gone versus Zodiacs. These are great ideas. You guys have a lot of good ideas. Okay, what else is here? Benjamin Army versus Royal Guard. Kite versus Tsubone. Did I write that already? I did, yeah. Okay. Kite versus the Phantom Troop. That's interesting. Oh, I gotta do a Razer versus Phantom Troop video, actually. I think that would be fun. Because he, like, talked about that. But alright, guys. I think that's enough for now. Kite versus Kurapika. Okay, I can add that too. That is a good one. So some of these are just straight up going to be made into actual videos. But I'll pick something to be a live stream. Illumi versus Phaeton is another interesting one. That would be interesting, actually. Maybe I do that. That might be tomorrow's live stream, actually. That one is pretty cool. But alright, guys. I think that's it for today. Momo, relax. She immediately went back to trying to box me. But alright, guys. That's enough for today. Thank you guys. Oh. dang it, ow, jeez. All right, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you